Hi everyone and welcome to Germany for Student channel. Today is lesson number 14 of A2 level of German language course, and today we are going to cover topic of weil. Weil is a conjugation in German language, and there are certain rules that we have to follow if we want to use this conjugation while. We will learn these rules with the help of examples in this lesson. So let's start. Let's have a look at two different sentences. The first sentence is Ich bleibe zu Hause, which means I stay at home. The second sentence is Ich bin krank, I am ill. So in the first sentence, we are having one statement or one fact, and the second sentence gives us the reason of the fact that is presented in the first sentence. So the first sentence where we have a statement is called Hauptsatz, or in English language main clause, and the second sentence where we have a reason of the fact available in the first sentence is called Nebensatz. Nebensatz is called subordinate clause. Now, if we want to combine these two sentences, I stay at home because I am sick, then we have to use this conjugation while. And if we want to use this conjugation while, we have to follow a certain sentence structure in Hauptsatz as well as in Nebensatz. So the sentence structure in case of Hauptsatz will be that we have to put subject at the first position. At second position, we will be having a verb which will be conjugated according to the subject of the sentence. And at the third position, we will be having object. In place of object, we can have some preposition or some adjective also. And then we will use one comma that is also mandatory. And then comes the Nebensatz. So the Nebensatz will always start with conjugation while. Then comes the subject. At third position, we have object, preposition, or adjective, and the verb will always come at the last position of the sentence. So it's very important that you get familiar with this sentence structure in case of using conjugations, especially while, for example. Now let's combine the above two sentences by using this conjugation while and see how these two sentences will be transformed when we want to combine or connect these two sentences with the help of conjugation while. In this case, it will be Ich bleibe zu Hause. So the main clause or the Hauptsatz will remain as it is. On the subordinate clause or the Nebensatz, we have to apply the rule that we have mentioned just earlier, weil ich krank bin. Now, if you say weil ich bin krank, there are even Germans who used to say it like this, but this will be a grammatically wrong sentence, weil ich bin krank. So the correct sentence will be weil ich krank bin. This is a transformation that will take time for you even. So you have to practice a lot so that you get used to it. Now let's look at the next example. Ich bleibe zu Hause. I stay at home. So here again, there is one statement or one fact which is presented by the Hauptsatz. And the Nebensatz here is as regnet. So the reason why I stay here can be different. In this sentence, the reason is as regnet, it rains. Now, if we want to combine these two sentences again, it will be Ich bleibe zu Hause. So the Hauptsatz will remain as it is. And in case of Nebensatz, we have to follow a different sentence structure. And that sentence structure is so that we start Nebensatz with the word weil, which means because. Then comes subject, which is as in this case. We don't have any object in this case. And at the last position of the sentence, we have conjugated regnen verb to regnate because it is the conjugation of regnen with respect to the subject as. Let's have another example. Paul ist stolz. Paul is proud. Er spricht sehr gut Deutsch. Now, again, in the first sentence, we have one statement that Paul is proud. And in the second sentence, we have the reason why Paul is proud. So the second sentence will follow the rules of Nebensatz. If we want to combine these two sentences, it will be Paul ist stolz. Paul is proud because he speaks very good German. Now, if we look at the sentence structure of Nebensatz, we have started it with weil, then comes the subject, again following the same rule, then comes sehr gut Deutsch, and the conjugated verb will come at the last position of the sentence. So the verb is sprechen, but if we conjugate it with respect to er, it will become spricht, and it will be used at the last position of the Nebensatz because we are using the conjugation weil. Now let's have a look at the examples where we have Nebensatz, where we are using perfect tense in German language. Again, we have Hauptsatz and we have Nebensatz. In this case, the Hauptsatz sentence structure will remain same. The subject will be at first position, verb will come at second position, verb will be conjugated according to the subject of sentence, and at the third position, we can have preposition, adjective, or object. Now, if we have a perfect tense in the Nebensatz, then Nebensatz sentence structure will be like we start with the weil. So weil will be at first position, then comes subject of the sentence, then comes object of the sentence, then comes participle zwei form of the verb, which is the perfect form of verb. And we know that in case of perfect tense, we have to conjugate sein or haben verb depending on the situation that we have learned in A1 level of German language course. And this conjugated sein or haben will come at the last position of the sentence. And this sein or haben will be conjugated according to the subject of the Nebensatz, which is at the second position of the sentence in the Nebensatz. Now let's have an example. Lisa ist traurig. Lisa is sad. Sie hat die Prüfung nicht bestanden. She didn't pass the exam, or she hasn't passed the exam. Now, first sentence represents a fact that Lisa is sad, and second sentence presents the reason why she is sad. Now, if we want to combine both sentences, it will be Lisa ist traurig. Hauptsatz will remain as it is, and Nebensatz will follow the same sentence structure that is explained earlier, weil sie die Prüfung nicht bestanden hat. We have started Nebensatz with weil. At second position, we have used subject, which is sie for Lisa, which means she. Then comes the object, which is die Prüfung, because she didn't pass the exam. So exam is the object of the sentence. Then comes nicht, and bestanden is the participle zwei or perfect form of bestehen, which means to pass. And we know that in this particular case, we will use haben verb and we will conjugate haben verb with respect to the subject sie, which is at the second position in the Nebensatz. So haben, if we conjugate it with respect to sie, becomes hat, and it will be at the last position of the sentence. Another example, ist unglücklich. He is unhappy. Seine Katze ist weggelaufen. His cat has run away. Now again, first sentence, Hauptsatz presents the fact that he is unhappy, and second sentence presents the reason why he is unhappy. If we want to combine these sentences, we have to do it by using while. He is unhappy because his cat has run away. Ist unglücklich, weil seine Katze weggelaufen ist. Hauptsatz is simple. We didn't make any change because it is the standard sentence structure that we use in the Hauptsatz. In the Nebensatz, we always started with while, then comes the subject, which is seine Katze, and there is no object in this sentence. Therefore, we have skipped that position, and participes y of weglaufen, which means run away, is weggelaufen. And because there is movement in this sentence, therefore we will use sein verb, and we will use the conjugation of sein verb with respect to seine Katze, and it will be ist. So ist will come at the last position in the sentence according to the sentence structure of Nebensatz. Last example in this case, ich habe Angst vor der Prüfung. Ich habe nicht gut gelernt. I have fear of exam. I didn't learn good. First sentence presents the fact that I have fear, and second sentence presents the reason why I have fear. So the second sentence will be Nebensatz. Now, if we want to combine these two sentences with the help of conjugation while, in this case, the sentence will be, I have fear of exam because I didn't learn good. Ich habe Angst vor der Prüfung. So the main clause or the Hauptsatz will remain as it is. In the Nebensatz, we have to start the sentence with weil, which means because, and soon after that, we have to use subject of sentence, which is ich. Then comes nicht gut and gelernt habe. So gelernt is the participes y of lernen, and in this particular sentence, we have to use haben verb because there is no movement in the sentence, and we have to conjugate haben verb with respect to the subject at the second position in the Nebensatz, which is ich. So haben will be conjugated to habe. Now let's have a look at another way of using Nebensatz when we have modal verb in the Nebensatz. So again, we have Hauptsatz sentence structure, which will remain same. Subject will be at the first position, second position will be for verb, which we have to conjugate according to the subject, and third position will be for object or preposition or adjective, etc. In the Nebensatz, we have to start Nebensatz with while, then comes subject of the sentence. At the third position, we have object, then comes verb in the infinitive form, because we know that whenever we have to use modal verb, we will use verb in the infinitive form or in the main form. At the last position of the sentence, we have to use modal verb, and we have to conjugate modal verb with respect to the subject of sentence, which is at the second position in the Nebensatz. Let's have a look at the example. Lisa lernt Deutsch. Sie möchte nach Deutschland gehen. Lisa is learning German. She wants to go to Germany. Now, again, first sentence, Hauptsatz or the main clause presents a fact that Lisa is learning German, and the reason why she is learning German is because she wants to go to Germany. And the reason will be in the Nebensatz. So on the Nebensatz, we have to apply the rules or the conjugation or the sentence structure that we have just seen. Lisa lernt Deutsch, so the Hauptsatz will remain same. Nebensatz will start with the weil, which means because, and after that there will be subject, which is sie, which means she, nach Deutschland gehen möchte. Now, gehen is the infinitive form, and because we are using modal verb, therefore the main verb will always remain in infinitive form, and at the last position we have to use modal verb, which we have to conjugate with respect to the subject of Nebensatz at the second position, which is sie. So the next example is ich bin froh, kann zu Party kommen. I am happy he can come to the party. I am happy because my friend is coming to the party. So let's have a look if we want to combine these two sentences with the help of conjugation weil. How will it look like? Ich bin froh, the Hauptsatz will remain same, weil zu Party kommen kann, because he can come to the party. Now in this sentence, again, while comes at the first position in the Nebensatz, then comes the subject of sentence, which is zur Party, to the party. Common will remain common because we are using a modal verb which is conjugated at the last position of the sentence. Next example, Paul arbeitet viel. Will reich werden. Paul works a lot. He wants to become rich. Again, Paul arbeitet viel is the fact, and why he works a lot is because he wants to become rich. So the reason will be in the Nebensatz. If we want to combine these two sentences, Paul works a lot because he wants to become rich. It will be Paul arbeitet viel, weil reich werden will. So Nebensatz will start with the word or the conjugation weil, then comes subject, which is reich, and werden means to become. It will be in the infinitive form, and last position of the sentence will be for the modal verb, and modal verb is wollen, which is conjugated with respect to the subject of Nebensatz at second position, which is So for wollen becomes will. Paul arbeitet viel, weil reich werden will. So this is how we can use conjugation while. We have seen different scenarios with normal present sentence in Nebensatz, with perfect sentences in Nebensatz, and with modal verbs in Nebensatz. I hope that the topic is clear to you now. If you still have further questions, just put them in the comment and we will meet in the next video. Thank you. Bye.